Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Thanks for being here, thanks for watching this video, and thanks for subscribing. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do, as I will be doing a lot more content and just insightful things, as mummies or mom-to-bees. So I posted a video of Amari recently walking. Right now he's actually walking, he's one. And I posted his walker, and I just couldn't believe that he's now no longer using his walker. And I got a few questions from everyone on Instagram, actually many moms, who are wondering if we should use a walker or not. And I just wanted to give my experience and some of the myths and truths about walkers that you should probably know. And before you get a walker or you get your child into a walker, this has been my experience. I'm not an expert, mind you, but since I've already passed that stage, I think I could just share some of the things that you guys asked me and a few of my experiences. So number one, someone asked me, is a baby walker safe to put a safe place to put my baby for a few minutes? So personally, I never left Amari alone in the walker. And if you have a nanny and you've left your child in the walker, please, I would really advise you not to, because especially because I remember Amari used to be in the walker, and then he would just, when he started walking really fast, he would topple over, and it was just not safe to leave him alone, because he would go or just end up hitting the wall or something. So a child who is in a walker needs a lot more attention than a child who is not in a walker. And at the same time, I started a walker when Amari was about like 5 months. He was not completely able to sit entirely by himself, but the walker had a mat under it. I got it from Baby Shop Kamkunji. It's an online store. There's so many baby online stores like from Kamkunji that you can get. So I ordered for it, and it had like a baby mat under it. So whenever he was inside the walker, he was not actually using his legs. He was not able to walk, but it was more of for him to sit. And since he wasn't able to sit very well, we used to put like a small because of course his head was a bit wobbly, so we used to put like a small pillow just inside and like filled it in the space so that he wouldn't like topple over and hit his forehead. So that was basically at around like when he was 5 months. And when I decided to use a walker, I would only use it for like 10 minutes a day. If the other thing is, I never used to, like, if I saw that he was uncomfortable and when he started fasting, I would immediately just like remove him. Like, you don't have to like feel like, oh yeah, I have a walker, so now my baby needs to be there the whole time. Like, you will need to follow your baby's lead to know, is your baby ready or not. The other thing that people asked is, did it help Amari walk? I think it helped him in terms of his posture, in terms of like, him being able to sit more by himself, because every time he was in there and I'd put some stuff and filled it in, and he would get a bit more comfortable and more confident to sit there. But I would say it didn't really help me. It didn't really help Amari so much in terms of walking. I feel like the biggest contributor to him walking was him seeing other kids walk whenever he used to go outside, and me holding him outside and just like putting his actual legs and walking with him. That contributed. So if you have a child who you want to start walking as soon as possible, or you just want to encourage your child to walk, remind your nanny to always like move, not carry the baby all the time, but move your baby, hold your baby, and your baby will always give you leads. So I remember there's a time I used to hold Amari with like both hands, and eventually he was okay with me holding him with one hand so that he could walk. But the walker did not just like help him that much. So yeah, the child does not learn proper balance skills for walking and all that. So I don't think it, I don't know. But for me personally, I don't think it was a huge contributor. And when he was ready to stop using it, every time we would put him inside the walker, he would start crying. I also need to say that the walker really did help in terms of entertaining him, because it had like music. It had a bit of music. So it really helped us Every time I'd put him in there and I had to do something in the kitchen or something, like just anything, it really helped because he would follow me around. The other thing that was asked is, would it cause bow legs? It didn't cause any bow legs for my child. It it didn't, actually, it really didn't. I can't say that it helped, that it caused bow legs or anything like that. You know, it's the fact that it was not time consuming. It helped, it entertained him, it gave him the confidence to move around, and at least it made him feel a lot more independent when he was, moving around and following me everywhere. It gave us independence, that's it. But in terms of using a baby walker and like, will it give you bow legs, I honestly didn't give my son bow legs, but anyone else can tell me in the comment section, or reach out, or just advise any other moms. The other thing was, will a baby walker strengthen my baby's legs? Wow, I have no idea. I don't think it helped in terms of strengthening his legs. With Amari, from when he was about 2 months, I encouraged him to stand by himself, and he again loved standing. So even when he was really small, I remember people used to tell me, don't let him stand for too long, he'll get bow-legged or something. But he didn't get bow-legged, and he loved standing. Even from when he was like 2 months, 3 months, he always used to love standing. So I used to just place him like this, and he would try walk here or something, and it always really I feel like that was a huge contributor. But I've just searched here, and it says baby walkers interfere with the natural stance of the child and can teach the hips and knees to take weight in an abnormal position. So this in turn can lead to long-term changes to child's walking pattern and can sometimes cause long-term hip problems. So I don't think you're supposed to put a baby in a walker for too long, and that's why I said we only use it a few minutes in the day, like in the morning or something, or when I was feeding him, just for entertainment purposes, or when I needed to do something. But when he started crawling, we totally did away with it. And please encourage your nannies to not let your baby sit in the walker for too long, because when they do, they don't learn how to crawl or walk by themselves, and they just don't learn how to move, to be mobile. My previous nanny used to leave him in the walker for so long that he used to get so tired. And I remember there's a time I got home and I was just like, the baby was just crying because he just wanted to, he was able to crawl. So why aren't you letting him crawl? Because it's restricting. When they're able to crawl, it's very restricting. He obviously noticed that, oh, when I'm crawling, I can reach here and there and there. But when I don't, when I'm in the walker, I can't reach the things that I want to. And you have to encourage your nanny to allow, that's her job anyways, to not restrict the child or the baby from moving around and touching things, and just make sure that your environment is a child friendly environment, so that when your baby moves around, you don't have to keep saying, oh, stop, stop, stop. Then your child feels restricted and scared of touching anything or exploring. So the main things that I've just said in this video: number one, I started my baby off on the walker from when he was about 4 or 5 months old. It had a mat under it, so he wasn't standing necessarily, he was sitting because he wasn't tall enough. And then at around 6 months, 7 months there, I removed the mat, and the progress was, he used to walk backwards, which was just hilarious, but it was progress. And then the next step was, he would walk, like, just go, like, he started walking, like, following me, which was like another progress. And then the next thing after that, the walker has like music on it and stuff, which was very, very annoying in the beginning, by the way. Like, every time he would touch it and you just say, and then it has another weird Chinese song. So it was very annoying, but it was entertaining for him. So yeah. And then at the same time, when he used to sit there, I just used to give him his toys there and stuff, and that just gave him independence. When he started crawling and he seemed interested in crawling, I now moved him over to just crawling. Then he started crawling backwards, and when he was crawling backwards, which is also another step. And then only with his tummy. He used to crawl like with his tummy, and I was very concerned, like, would he ever crawl? Then the next thing, he was crawling properly, and just like that, moved on. Then the next thing, he started standing on and holding things while moving around. And the whole point is, when a child is tired of a certain stage, and they'll give you the signs that they're ready for the next step. So follow their cues. Like when you realize your baby doesn't want to be in the walker, you must make sure that your nanny or anyone who's left with your child is not insisting on your child, sticking or being stuck at a certain stage. If you have any questions for me, please let me know in the comment section. If you have any feedback or if you have any concerns, just ask. For me right now, I would say the walker was the greatest purchase when it came down to like entertaining him. He's not bow-legged, and it gave him independence and myself for the time being. We didn't even use it for that long, and don't worry, after that you move on to the next. And also, if you don't feel like you have the budget for a walker, it's fine, you don't have to, because a child would eventually end up start moving around or show you that you can put them on the floor when it's time for crawling. But I'll do another video for like how I encouraged my son to start crawling. Hope you liked this video, hope it was informative, and if you have any questions or any comments, any feedback, just let me know, and see you next time. Bye bye.